everybody. All right, listen. So I had not I did intend to go live, but I thought I would have enough time to prepare y'all. Sorry, y'all. It's June 1st. We got a budget, right? And I don't have time to film it. So live budget you're getting today. Here's a couple of things that we have to ask questions. Why is this our last budget of the year? And will we have enough income to last us through the month, right? Will there be enough money to cover our month? So if you're new here, hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name's Shakema. I'm a single mom. I have 4 children. Shamika, 34, Trandon, 28, Alana, 20, and Jackson is 15. 2 of my 4 children have moved out. Shamika just got married. We just got back from California. Hey, Rachel. We just got back. Well, we've been back a little while, but we just got back from her getting married. Praise the Lord. So thankful that she is married, that God has blessed her with an amazing spouse. Like my son-in-law is the best ever. I just love him. And I haven't liked a lot of people she brought home, but him, we'll keep. So very good. But the kids and I had to travel, which means we had some expenses that we had to incur. Of course, I did save up for those. But with the way that my year works, this is my last official paycheck of the year, right? I get paid starting in August and I get paid through May, the last of May. So yesterday was my last official paycheck, which that helped me realize something though that I hadn't realized before. And I think what I need may not be in this particular bag. Anywho, I'll share that at a different video. So what I was thinking was I needed 10 weeks of groceries starting in June. That is not true. I need 10 weeks of groceries starting in July because this is my last official paycheck, which is the end of May, which becomes my June money. So I will have grocery money in June. Let me got my calendar out. So there are 4 Wednesdays in June, the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, 26th. So I will have grocery money from my budget this month. I will not have grocery money the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, 24th, 31st, which is 5, the 7th of August, 14th, 21st, 28th. That's 9 weeks. So there are 9 weeks in the summer that I will not have grocery money for. So for those of you who follow me, you know what I do is from every single work month, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, from every work month, 10 months, I take out $100 and I put that in what's called my summer grocery envelope. And so each week for the 10 weeks, starting the first week in July, which is the 3rd, which is right before the holiday, I will have grocery money because I do not get paid in the summer. So how do you, somebody asked me this the other day, let me know where you're chiming in from. I see Rachel, you guys chime on in. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Do I have? Yes, I have. Okay. I have my 2 Facebooks and my YouTube. Okay. Just making sure that I had the right people in here. So people ask me, how do you have money in the summer? This came up yesterday. So years ago, this was a couple years ago. It's been a minute now. We used to get paid 12 months. We used to get paid all 12 months. They spread out your whole pay over 12 months. Well, they stopped doing that in the county that I work in. And so what they told us is, well, if you want to have pay in the summer, you're going to have money pulled out of your account at the credit union, and we're going to put it in what's called a summer share account. And half of the money will go in July, and the other half will go in April. In August, I'm sorry, July and August. So that you can have money for the summer. If not, just get paid in 10 months and live your best life and hope for the best in the summer months. Well, I had my kids and I knew that I could not afford to do that. I couldn't afford to not have money in the summer, and I couldn't trust myself back then to pull out money aside and just sit it over to the side. I didn't want to do all the math and figure out how much I needed and all that. So this is how I get paid in the summer. For every month that I get paid for 10 months, I go ahead and tithe off of 10 months salary. So I tithe my whole salary in 10 months. So when I show you my tithe for this month, this will be the last official month that you'll see a tithe. Anything I give in July and August will be considered an offering because I've already tithed my salary. Now, with that being said, I had the credit union take out a certain amount of money, and I was thinking it wasn't enough, but it is enough, right? It covers my mortgage. It covers, really all I have to cover is my mortgage because I use social media income to pay for some other expenses that I now write off as expenses. And what my person who does my taxes told me is I just count everything all in one on my taxes. And that is how I do it because I don't make over a certain number of money. Hey, Miss Rose, good to see you. I don't make over a certain amount of money. So all mine just rolls into my single tax return and it's all what it is, which is good. I didn't think I was getting any refund back because I never get a refund check. I always end up having to pay. But here's how I got a refund back on my taxes, even though I had to pay tax. I should do a video. Here's how I got a refund back on my taxes, even though I had to pay taxes. So every month from social media income, I pull out 15% of that income. That income then goes into an account. It's not an account that I have access to. It's my Capital One 360. I don't have access to it. So that goes into my Capital One 360. And at the end of the year, so in January, when I file my taxes, January, February, whatever she tells me I owe, I take that money out of my taxes that I've saved. I pay the taxes. So I think last year I ended up paying like $1,200. Like $400 was for North Carolina, $800 was for the federal. I had saved well over $3,000. So that left me with a little bit over $2,000 in my tax account, which I then do house projects with, things I need to get done around the house. So I needed to buy the flooring to finish out the kids' rooms, which that is getting done very soon. The guy contacted me Thursday, and no, he contacted me Tuesday. Praise the Lord. Hey, ma'am. And then anything else I need. So I had about $2,000 left out of that account, which we went and purchased the floors. And now I have enough to pay the guy. And one guy was charging me $4,200. Another guy was like $1,300. Another guy was $700. This guy's going to charge me $450 to do the floors. He charges by the hour. He charges a rate by the hour. He doesn't charge by the square foot, and he just charges for, and so it's only going to be $200 for 8 hours of work if it takes that long, which I don't think, because the kids and I are going to move all the furniture out. You're going to have a clean slate, sir. Do all the things. And then the materials, anything, like I need to get some shoe molding. I need to get a few other things, the things for the door jamb and that kind of thing. The floor. You know what I'm talking about, that thing that goes, anyway, what I'm talking about. The floor thing. And so a couple other little supplies he may need. And so then I will pay $450, which is 10 times less than the first guy was charging me. That's it, the transition. Thank you, Rachel. You be coming in clutch, girl. And he's going to fix where we have a little place in the floor outside of sister's room. I think just from not having the flooring on hers, and to make that part match up seamlessly with her room. And so he's going to go into the linen closet a little bit and fix something in there to make it seamless between the kids' rooms and the hallway. So I am down for it. I have the money saved. It's all going to be well. All right. The next thing is, so that's how I have money in the summertime. I don't have to tithe, so that takes off about $500. It's about $700 worth of tithing and offering that I would give. I don't have that. I have about $2,000 to deal with in the summertime. It's like $1,900 and some dollars. So I take that to pay mortgage. I take that to pay sinking funds and any other little things that I might need. I don't have to do groceries because I've already saved for that. Personal care, all those types of things, but I definitely make sure I do gas and my sinking funds. Okay. Now, I also put on here savings because remember at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to save $15,000. Well, here's the truth. With Jackson's doctor visit, California, I'll be in DMV in 3 weeks. I have to go to San Antonio in July. Extra funds are going for travel. I'm paying for hotel rooms, rental cars, shuttle buses, whatever I got to do to get from wherever I'm going to where I'm going, food on the road, all that. That takes a large amount of resources. So I was saying to the Lord the other day, I said, well, God, I'm not going to meet my $15,000 goal. He's like, Shakema, you don't know what's going to happen between the last 5 months of the year. He said, you're counting all your chickens. He said, but if you save X amount of dollars for 5 months, you're going to be able to save at least more than you would have if you didn't save X amount of dollars. So I'm not going to limit myself on what I'm saving. I'm just going to keep saving. It may not end up being 15,000, but it's going to be more than what I would have saved had I not saved anything. Okay. So that takes care of that part. I will have my envelope stuffing coming up. That'll be in a reel. So if you want to see the envelope stuff, I always do those in reels. It's just easier. It's quicker. I can do it faster. Now we're jumping into the budget. Now I do the MYMT personal budget worksheet. I've been doing this book worksheet for years. Simply found it on Amazon. It is not my product. I did not buy it, purchase it, or anything. It was a free download for me. And so if you need it, it should be in the description box of all of my videos because this is what I use. This helps me see my weekly. It also helps me see what I spend for the month and when I probably should be managing monies, right? Okay. So I'm going to share with you my budget sheet. All things. I mean, I have not counted God out one time. I'm here for the Lord and He here for me. All right, so here's my MYMT personal budget worksheet. Now, remember, this is split up into 3 columns. I have column A, which are all my categories, right? Column A are categories. Column B, now, y'all, that looks, can y'all see that? Is that okay if I leave that view that way? Can somebody let me know if that view works out for you? Because before, it gave you a bigger view. Let's see if I can fix it. How about that? There we go. Sorry, I had to change my view, y'all. Y'all don't need to see me. You just need to see what I'm showing. Okay, very good. There it is. But now you can't see me at all. Oh, here we go. Look at God. He wants me to be blessed. There I am. Okay. Very good. I'm working. I had an update happen on my, no, cancel. I had an update happen on my software. And so I'm learning it new. Sorry, y'all. Okay, there we go. All right, so 3 columns. The first column are all my income expense categories. The second column is what I budget or plan to spend. And the third is the actual how much I made. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Good to see everybody. Okay, so I'm going to move down. One of the things that happens is now they have changed all the rules of the game with social media. So social media income is not what it used to be. It used to be that you could make, well, I mean, you still can. You just have to do a lot more for it. And whatever I'm doing is not producing those large amounts of income. So I have to now take money out of my paycheck to fund my sinking funds because I was doing my social media income to fund sinking funds. But now I don't, at this point, have not made enough to do all of that. I make just about enough to pay my insurance, but not any more of my, I think I have 13 sinking funds. I may have more than that. So in column A under income, I have payroll deposit. That's my monthly income. This month, I made $3,324.22. So that's what I'm budgeting for. I have kids deposits, which is child support. That's just for Jackson, right? Jackson is the only kid. Sister has funnel off. Trandon funnel off. Shamika was never on because she was already out of the house by the time child support was introduced. She was grown and gone. One Mom revenue or affiliate links. I do have affiliate links. So if you click on any of my links, any of my products, any of my links that I leave in the description box, if you purchase something from somebody I'm affiliated with, I do make a small amount of income for that, and I appreciate you doing that. Travel reimbursements. If I go from one school to another school, then back to my main school, I can put in travel. We didn't have any of that, and they have really cracked down a lot by allowing us, crack down is not the right word, but they've changed that a lot as well. They have county vehicles that we can get. And if we put in for a county vehicle, but it's not available, then we can drive our personal car and get rate. But if we don't put in for the county vehicle and we want to drive our own car, we only get 10 cents a mile, which is kind of like how they're doing the reels. You get, for every 1,000 views, you make $1. Right? That's just how it goes. And then unexpected gifts, blessings, funds, transfers. So if anybody out there feels the Lord wants to bless me through them and they send me something, most people will send a gift card, or some people will send a blessing envelope or whatever the case. I don't usually get many of those typically, which is perfectly fine. God takes care of us. But if something like that comes in, I'll put that in that category right there. Or if I have to transfer funds from one account to the next account, like I had to buy something on Amazon this morning. So to take something out of my ministry account because it's for the girls' weekend, I took it out of my ministry account and put it into my personal account because that's how I pay through Amazon. But the money for it came from the ministry account because I needed to pay for something for the ministry for the girls' weekend. Okay, moving on. All right, so now we're going down to expenses. So I have $3,324.22 to allocate for. My living expenses, this is everything in the home. So I have my mortgage, which is $1,000. It's a little bit less than $1,000, but I pay like $47 extra dollars just towards principal. Last year I was paying $107 towards principal, but anything I pay towards principal is helpful because it helps to decrease that loan and the interest that I'm paying. Cell phones for 2 phones is for me and Jack, or Jack and myself. That's $96. I typically pay for Jackson's cell phone up front, and then I recoup it back in child support. I just like to go ahead and pay that specifically if it's due early. I want to go ahead and just have it done. We have a certain date we have to have it by, and I want to have it already done. Household repairs. This is a very important. Listen to Shakema. If you own a home, you need to have some type of fund for household repairs. Things break, things go bad. I've replaced the dishwasher twice. I've replaced the refrigerator. I've replaced the washer and the dryer. I've had a person come out and work on some toilet and the shower. So things go, and you need to have something in place where you can say, hey, I'm not stressing myself out trying to pay these expenses, but I put a little bit to the side. I put $50 a month in that fund. Prayerfully, things are holding up. We've been in the house 8 years. God has been good to us. Prayerfully, it's all working. But on that off chance, that off case where something goes wrong, there's money in that account. And I do have money there. Household items or miscellaneous. This is things like decorations, this types of things, or just things I see that I want in the home. Right now, I'm not spending any money for any of that. Mr. Jerome is the guy who comes to cut my grass. And so 2 cuts is $120. He did not cut last week. So I actually have a cut. I'm a cut ahead. But I did ask him to do something else for me. So because he's coming in June, I'll get 2 cuts in that job that he did for me. Hopefully will take up the rest of, what I have, what I asked him to do for me. I asked him to make me a screen so I could sift out my, my soil for my garden. I don't want a couple bags of soil have a lot of sticks and crazy stuff in there, and I want to sift all that out. So I saw a sifter on YouTube or somewhere, and I asked Mr. Jerome if he would make it for me. So hopefully what I saved from him not coming last week, although the grass really needs cut, I can use that to pay him for the extra job. So my recycling, my pest control, and my yearly pest spray, they come and spray my house once a year. Every 10th year, they do the termite. So we've already had that done. And then they renew my termite bond every 10th year, I believe. Or maybe they moved it down to 8 years. I don't remember. So we did that, but I saved all of those sinking funds combined is $55. Moving down, my further sinking funds, things I pay all the time, Amazon Prime is $13. Now, my Amazon Prime is gifted to me. However, I always save for it just in case. I never want to I never want to depend on somebody else and their situation changes and I'm not able to pay my bill. Now, the reason she gifts it to me is because I help her order stuff. And she's like, Shakema, I'm ordering stuff here. Let me just pay for it. It's fine. She does not have to pay for it. But she chooses that as a gift to me and I appreciate it. But I always make sure that I save up the money because I never want to take anybody for granted. I never want to assume. So the money is there. If for some reason she does pay it and I end up recouping all the money that I saved, like $150 or something for the Amazon year, then I'll take that and I'll do a home project. I think it's how I bought the bookshelves in the living room this time. I'll do a home project or I'll put it into savings, whichever one. My PureFlix is $11. I always like to keep that. My Healthways gym is $29. Jackson Gym is $42. Now that sister's driving herself to the gym, her and Jackson went to the gym this morning. I teach a class on Saturday mornings because for a few months there, we weren't using it, but I didn't want to get rid of it because I never want him not to have his membership. So he has that. It's all good. And I pay for that out of his child support. $21 comes out on the 5th, and then $21 comes out on like the 20th, 21st, somewhere in there. For my laptop or new camera sinking fund, I put $20 in there. Moving down, for food, groceries, I have $400, and but I'm gonna take $100 off top for my savings challenge because my social media income has been decreased by a lot. And I know that there's some people out here making enough money to stay home, not do their jobs. I don't make that kind of money. It's not my life. So I just live within my means and do what God has called me to do. So I'm taking $100 off of my $100 challenge, and that's going to leave me $300. So it'll be $75 a week for 4 weeks. We only have 4 weeks in June. And so I already have that money saved. My $100, because this is my last official month of the year, my school year, my $100 for groceries, summer groceries. But honestly, because I only need 9 weeks of groceries and I have $900, I have been toying around with either taking this money and putting it to savings or using it for the girlfriend's getaway weekend to have money for eating. I will have money for eating, but I'm saying if I wanted to have this extra money, I'm more than not going to put it towards my just savings challenge and not eat the blessing, just save it. My grocery preps, we've already spent that money because I'm having a jamming party today at 1:00, having some ladies come over to jam. And so I bought all the ingredients. They just had to bring their jars. So all the ingredients are here. They only simply needed to bring jars. And so that is that. So that money has been spent. No eating out or entertainment. I did not count girlfriend's getaway weekend because that's going to be out of a totally different fund. So I'm not worried about that. But vacation entertainment fund, I'm not worried about it. Jackson will get 2 haircuts. And so his haircuts for sure are $60. The P.O. box is $17. I keep the P.O. box simply because when I get brand deals, I just have them go to the P.O. box. I have an address, an actual physical address I can use. that they can just go there instead of all coming to my house, because you do have porch pirates and porch bandits and stuff. And I don't want any of that problems, because when people send me stuff, they're counting on me to make the video. And I don't want to say, hey, I was at work and somebody stole your product. So I have it sent to the secure location of the post office. They'll put a little thing in my box if I have something to pick up, and I just do it that way. So it works out for me. So $17 for the post office. Moving down, for recreation and entertainment, vacation. This is going to be for girlfriends getaways, simply because the money I had for vacation for the wedding, we used that, right? So I booked my trip online using my credit card. I just got a credit card about 2 months ago. Booked it online using my credit card so I could build the points. And so what I did was, after the bill came through, I went ahead and paid the bill, because I don't want any bills. I don't want your interest. I don't want nothing. I'm about to go over here right now and make sure that it took out what it needed to take, that it did what it was supposed to do. And life is good. My balance is zero. I actually connected that to my Capital One 360 account, because that's where my vacation money is. It's in that account. So before, I was having to take the money, transfer it back to my regular main checking account, then pay off the credit card. I don't want no steps and no days. So I end up linking my Capital One card to my credit card, and I put the money into the checking account, sent the bill, and it is gone. My balance is back to zero. I didn't incur any interest, and I only earned points, right? Because I rented a car and paid for the flights. So all that was already taken care of. Life is good. I do not have a credit card just to spend on the card. It has taken me a long time, a lot of years, to get a credit card, because I don't want that. I don't want those problems. I've had them before. But you can't rent a car. You can't get a flight. You can't do nothing without a doggone credit card. So that's the only reason I have it, is for booking traveling, and I pay it off immediately. I told my sisters, I think I was telling somebody else, it felt so good to be able to see that balance come up on my credit card and to immediately make a payment, because I had the money. So I save up all my traveling, vacation, entertainment, all that. I save it up ahead as like a sinking fund. And then when I'm ready to book something, I'm booked. I booked my girlfriend's getaway room, so I have to pay for that. And then I don't have a car, because we're staying fairly close to the hotel, to the airport. And so I'm going to shuttle, and then just food. And then in July, I've already booked my hotel for the pastor's conference, and I booked my rental car. So it's pay at stay. So it's just holding it. I'll pay it when I get there. And then, life is going to be perfect. It's going to be great. So I'm living that best life, and all is well. Jackson, because he gets child support, I do save money for him. I save about $100 a month in his savings account. In the next 4 years, Jackson will be able to purchase a car of his own using cash, like sister did, or he will be able to use that money for school, if that's his choice, or he'll be able to use that as a down payment on a home, if that's his choice. Whatever he wants to do, he'll be able to have that money of his own that I've saved for child support. He has a little bit saved up now. I'll have saved more for him than any other person outside of Alana, because I saved up some for sister, but I didn't save up as much. I've already surpassed what I've saved up for sister with Jackson. I like to rent a car rather than do Uber, simply because people be crazy out here, and I don't know who coming to pick me up. And then if I'm going to pay the Uber there and the Uber back, plus the Uber again, plus Uber back, then I want to go shopping or get something to eat. By the time you add up all the Ubers, you've already rented a car. And I can get a fairly reasonable rate if I go through something like Expedia or whatever the case is, which I've rented before. If I've gone through all of that, then I've used the same amount of money it was going to cost me to do the Ubers. Now, those people know where they're going for sure. And I don't have to provide the gas, but I'd much rather just have my own mode of transportation. so that I can go when I want to go. I'm not waiting. I'm not trying to figure out where they at. They canceled the ride. I got drama. I don't need it. I just don't need it. When I travel, I like to travel as safely as possible. I like to have my own transportation, and I like to be on about my business, period, the end. Okay. Jackson savings, then for the dogs. So I have to do 2 things for the dogs. Actually, Gracie has to have shots in June, so I didn't even account for that, but she has to have shots. It's her yearly checkup. Gwen already had hers, but I get their heartworm and flea medicine, and then I get food. So about $100 a month generally helps, is what I need, because they now both eat the same food. Gwen is a year old, so she's considered an adult dog. They eat the same food, the same kibble. It's a sensitive skin formula just because of Gwen. Ma'am has adapted. And if I need to make the kibble softer for Gwen, then we'll just soak it in like some chicken stock or something like that. But we straight eat either way. Moving down into transportation, I have gas. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't have car rental through my insurance, but I can use my insurance for renting a car where it's not costing me for the extra insurance. Although I do get, you never know. People are out here doing a lot. It's like $10 a day for the extra insurance. I just get it and move on with life. I'd rather be safer than sorry and not worrying about any of the logistical items. So gas is $200. It's for the month. That's going to give me, so what I'm doing, because I'm still trying to save, is I'm going to put $40 into my savings account for my savings challenge envelopes. And then I'm going to do $40 a week for 4 weeks. Now, here's the deal. I have 3 more days of work. So typically in the summertime, I don't generally use all my gas money because I don't have travel to work. I am within 6 minutes of one school, 15 minutes of another school, and 25 minutes within my furthest school. So I'm not counting in all that travel from this place to that place to my office. I got a meeting, I got all that. So for the next 10 weeks, I'm home really, unless I want to go to Walmart or whatever. Now for church, I was going 3 days a week. During the summer, we're combining 2 of those days. So I'm only going on Sundays and Tuesdays. So that's going to significantly cut down on gas. I don't have to take sister to work. She has her own vehicle. She puts her own gas. Praise the Lord. So I'm not counting in that. So I may only need about $20 a week. My goal for the summer and moving forward is to keep my gas tank always close to full, just in case issues. We live in, Hurricane Alley. If I need to make sure I have gas, so I'm always going to have gas. But I don't have to travel for work, which is a beautiful situation. That means I can just get up and go nowhere. But I still do have money allocated out for gas. So about $160 is going to go into gas. I'm trying to work out how to save, because those streams of income, before they were flowing pretty decent. Now they're kind of trickling in here and there. Next month, if I got anything from Conversation, I should be able to get, because I'm paid by her every other month. Did I get anything in May? I don't think I got anything in May. March, April, May, June, July. I don't even know, but because I don't keep up with it like that. But if I make anything from her, I'll get some money for that to be able to sink in funds. And then I have some money sitting in my Paper Sunday account that they forgot to pay me again. So I'll mention it next month. I just go to every other month. I don't even worry about it. And I'll use that for some sinking funds. So that'll help me be able to navigate. It'll help me be able to navigate some of these shortages. And so that's how I try to do it, right? I'm just making sure I can meet every goal, and savings is a goal. So where can I pull money for savings? Normally it's from my groceries. So I just found the extra $100 because I only have 9 weeks in the summer instead of the 10th week, which it was like, well, okay, Shakema, you could actually spread it out over 10 weeks and give yourself 10 extra dollars per grocery shop, or you can just put that in savings. I'd much rather put it in savings because we have a freezer full of food that we got to eat that our plan is to use over the summertime. So by the time school starts back, I'll be able to restock the freezer, right? So I'm just trying to think of ways. I'm always going to be creative in how I'm saving money on my side of things. And I think you should do the same as well. Oil change, that's a sinking fund. I always put $20 there. For my tires or any car maintenance, tires is what I had there, but any car maintenance, like I had a belt that was broken. I think that so the question is, what do you think about apps, using apps that pay you back for your gas? I think if that's what you're comfortable with, you do it. I just don't want the extra. I don't have time for the extra things, so I don't do them, right? There are some apps that'll pay you back for using gas, but then I got to remember the receipt, and I got to remember this, and I got to upload it, and I got to blah, blah, blah. I don't have, that is not my life, but if it works for you, perfect. The one thing I did think about was using my credit card for gas because it would get me points, but I still just can't force myself to use my credit card just generically. I know that I have it for travel and I want to keep it for travel. I don't want to start paying stuff on it because then I'm going to have to remember, well, did you pay it off? Did you do this? And to me, that doesn't work well with how my brain functions. It makes perfect sense, but I can't work it out. And I don't want to swipe my card and then forget to transfer and then I get a bill and I don't want nothing. So I think it can work for those people who are good like that, but I think it's perfect. If it's going to make you money, sure. But I don't think everything is a great idea for me. My license, registration, car insurance is $105 is what I've been saving for all of that. And I think I renew my license in 27. So I still have a few years before I renew my license. I'm good. All right, slide it down. We at the end, y'all. So tithe and offering is $551. I'll do that via PayPal's how I always do it. Cash App. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. That should go here. There's a ministry that I partner with, and so I pay 5% there. That's what I do. And then I put my savings account or savings, what I plan to save, which puts me at $4,731.00, which my balance was $3,324.22. So I'm about $1,400 over, right? I've got to be able to make that $1,400 up somewhere. So where do you make it up from? Well, honestly, if I just go ahead and take out the $1,000 for savings, now I'm only $400 short. Child support will come in. That will take care of that overage, right? That $400 overage. But I want to make sure that I at least put a savings on there so that I can force myself to save. Now I'm taking $100 out of my grocery money. So that's going to go into this savings. And actually the extra $100 for summer groceries is going to go into savings. So I could actually make this number say $800. And that would take me down to $4,531, which I'm still over by $1,200. And I'm just going to have to make up the difference, or something's going to have to go. If I take out the 800, now I'm down to the 37, right? Again, that's only the $400 overage. So I'm not sweating the small stuff, because 800 of these dollars I don't have to have. I only have to have 400 to meet my budget if I take that savings out. So it's a goal, it's a thing, and I appreciate myself for trying to manage it. But if I'm unable, it's no problem. So now I'm going to go into my expenses, which today is June the 1st, which is a Saturday. And I'm going to tell you what monies I've taken out, because I've taken out some cash. Actually, I took it out on Friday. Let me be totally honest. Mr. Jerome, I took out his money. What else did I take out? Okay. I took out groceries. That was $400. Remember, 100 of that is going into savings. Summer groceries was 100. Some of that's going into savings. And then I've already spent the prep money for the jam party, right? So that's done. If I keep going, what else? Oh, personal care for Jackson's haircuts. I took out $60 for that. And then I also took out my money for gas. So if I already took it out, I'm just putting it on my sheet. Now I'll go in and change those dates in a little bit. It's not relevant at the moment. So then if I go back and I look, I've already taken out $930, which is what I got out of the bank for my expenses, things I got to pay. That's going to leave me with $2,394.22, which means, hey, Brenda, sorry, y'all, the kids are coming back from the gym and the dog is excitable. So that just means you're okay, mama. It's just sister. Oh, Lord. Sorry, y'all. Real life happening. So that just means now I'm going to go back in and pay all of the things that I would normally pay for my month, right? Anything extra, like $1,000 for sure is going towards my mortgage. That's going to leave me then with what? $1,300. That's going to be my tithe and my offering. So that'll leave me with about $600. And that will be everything I need to sink my sinking funds. Now, remember, they will take a debit card at the hotel. They just charge you $75 a day. And then they put a hold on your card. So they do all of here in North Carolina. I'm not sure where you're located, but they do all of that, $75 a day, plus a hold, plus all this other stuff. And I didn't want to do all of that either. So that was why I ended up with the credit card. It's just easier. And it was easier because my sister was helping me and my daughter was helping me. They would book it for me and then I would just make sure to pay them. But why have a third, fourth person involved when all you need to do is just get a card, remember why you have it, and use it for that purpose only? So, anywho, that's where I am as far as the budget for the month. Can I tell you that I haven't had some conversations with myself about, okay, Shakema, you can't be spending for this, and this, because I never know what it's going to look like. I have an Amex credit card because they're connected to the Hilton chain of hotels, which is where I usually stay in. So I'm a Hilton's Honors member, so I have that credit card because it's connected to that chain of hotels. So I'm trying to build enough points so that I can get free nights, right? Stay enough, you get free nights. I haven't stayed enough yet to get any free nights. So, and then Shamika has like something attached with Delta because she flies a lot. I didn't need a Delta card because I don't fly often. I'm flying a little bit more than I would generically do, but I don't necessarily need a Delta card. So I have, just not done all that. Well, and that's what I did. My sister had me do that because she's like, okay, Shakema, what do you want the card for? And initially Shamika was like, well, Mom, you can build up flight miles, but I don't fly as much. I usually stay at hotels. Even if I have to drive somewhere to preach, I'm staying at a hotel. So for me, it was better to get the points towards rooms than it was towards the flights. If I have to fly, it's perfect. I'm still going to build some points, but I was preferring to get the points for my hotel stays. So look around to see, like Rachel said, what benefits are you looking for from a credit card? And they do have those. The one thing I'll say about credit cards is this: pay those balances. Only use it for what you purposed it for. I only have a credit card for traveling. I don't have a credit card for gas. I don't have a credit card to pay my Costco. Like some people say, well, we have a Costco credit card and we just use it and we pay the bill right off. I don't shop. I don't Costco is too big of a place for me to shop with really just one kid now, because sister did a thing. So sister is trying her hand at, I'm going to see all my budget, how much it's going to cost me to move out the house. And for the raggedy person who said my daughter was on the spectrum and I was just trying to control her, the Lord is going to get you for that. You are out of order, sir, ma'am, out of order, out of line, period, the end. So what she started doing this month, well, starting for June, is budgeting all of her expenses, things that she would have to pay for if she moved out. And this was the first month that she has given herself grocery money. So when I shop for groceries, it's just going to be for me and Jackson, or Jackson and I, because sister's taking care of all of her needs. Praise the Lord. She's like, Mom, I'm just going to try this. She's like, I got to move out eventually and I need to know all of my things. Do I require her to buy groceries? I do not. I can take care of my children and I can buy groceries. But she's trying her hand at, if I move out, what is it going to really look like as far as paying these bills? So she started with her groceries. The next thing will be, okay, navigate out your, what would be your utilities and all that, and put that money aside to your savings. Well, I know you're not paying utilities right now, but if you had to pay it, put it in your savings account, and that would be just like paying rent, because sister's goal is to have enough money saved up for a mortgage, right? So one of the things we talked about was, because I have such a nice size property, even though it's only 0.33 acres, we talked about sister doing a tiny home and putting it out on my property here. Is a tiny home too small for her? We could find a tiny home, or we could do a shed to home or something like that. That would fit sister, right? And it would be her own space, her own place. She can do with it what she pleases. Doesn't have anything to do with mom. Or for her to save up as much as she can in the next 2 years, and then she'll have enough to put a 20% down payment on a home when she'll be 22, 3, purchasing her first home, having a down payment, which is something some adults can't do at 53 or 63 or even 73. So, and there you go. So anywho, y'all, I have faith in the Lord that God's going to help me do what I need to do. I don't stress out over money. I make decisions based on what I ask God to help me do and what is coming in. If I'm not able to shop at Amazon, I'm not able to shop at Amazon. It's just not an Amazon type of month, and we'll be okay with it, right? I'm getting clothing from some brand deals. I just got one brand deal. You'll be seeing a video very soon. Or I'll go back to the Goodwill. It is perfectly fine. It's no problem. And we're thinking about, sister's also thinking about purchasing a duplex. She'll live in one and rent the other one as an Airbnb, or she'll rent it out for, person to stay, or whatever the case, like maybe some transitional housing for travel nurses or whatever the thing is. So she's looking at 20 years old. She's making these decisions for herself. And I believe that, I never worry about anything. God will either help me to figure out how to increase the income in the streams that I have, or I'll spend less, and I'm okay with either one of those. I'm home over the summer. I don't think it's strange that I'm just about to be on my 10-week journey, which means I can funnel out videos, and I've already got some videos planned out. I can get those videos out now because I'm not working, right? So God is very good to me in helping me think. More than God giving me stuff, God has given me a right mind, and I'll appreciate that more than anything else. So anywho, you guys, there it is. That's the budget for June. There may be some updates. I'm not going to promise, because right now my focus is on the ministry and doing those ministry lessons, but we only have 11 more days. So I may have some more time to fit in a few more budget things. They may come through reels. I can't promise whichever way, or they may just be live. That's the best I can do at the moment. But expect a few more videos from us over the summer month, because I am home now, and that's just very good. So anywho, do a favor, if you will. Would you like the video for me? That just helps me. If you can do a thumbs up, that would be just perfect. I am trying to grow the platform, trying to move the algorithm so that it kind of absorbs us into what everybody else is doing, and we're able to get the views. I think I got the lowest views I've ever received on a video like a couple videos ago. I think I had like 200 views. I've never just had 200 views. I've always had way more views, but people like the videos that they like. So that may not have been one of them. Anywho, I'm gonna go get ready for the canning party, for the jam party, because we're getting ready to jam. We be jamming up in here. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribe to YouTube channel if you have not. We appreciate you. If you're joining me tonight for the 90 days, we are on day 11. Day 11 is tonight, I think. Yes, praise God. We're almost through, y'all. Y'all have been troopers. I appreciate you. Love you. Make good, positive decisions for you and your family. Do what y'all can do. It's your budget. It's your money. You tell it where to go and what to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all. Bye, man.